Hey, you want to talk a little bit about food diet on the Appalachian Trail when you first get started? People bring way too much food to the point where they're penalizing themselves when they're the weakest. When you first get started on the trail, your legs are sore, you're not used to doing big miles or any miles of state. So, number one, try to hike consistently for a couple of weeks ahead of time. I've been trying to do at least 4 miles or as much as 8 miles a day with my full pack and my shoes that I'm wearing. But I want to talk about food. What are we taking in food? Most people, I got 5 reasons that I've come up with where people have too much food going from Springer Mountain to Neels Gap to the first place there. So, number one, you're just not that hungry when you're doing that energy, that much work over there. You're just not hungry. Hiker hunger doesn't cut into getting involved with the trail for a couple of weeks before your body kicks in, going through that major change of, hey, I need food. Your body just doesn't need it. So people are going all day and they don't eat, they barely drink, so drinking enough, and it's just hard to consume much food. Your body just is not hungry. So your appetite is suppressed greatly. That's number one. Number two, they just bring too much food. You're bringing too much food. You're bringing like 5 days. I'm seeing people with 5, 6, 7 days worth of food to start the Appalachian Trail. And when you only need like 1.5 pounds, people are bringing like 2.5 pounds. So they're bringing so much food. And they're having to ship that all back. I'm seeing full bags of boxes of food at the post office. People are shipping back. That's what I saw. I've done that section twice already, and I'm starting again on April 1st. So I've seen this before. So I am like, all right, I'm weak. I'm not that strong. I don't need to be taking that much food, and I don't need that much food. I'm not going to eat that much food. So I'm going to show you in a minute here what exactly I'm taking. And then most people have too many days, they have too much food, and then they're not eating, all right? And then the fourth one that you come across is trail magic. People just aren't used to seeing trail magic. And they give you all this food, they feel you a great breakfast, a great lunch, a great dinner, and then they're giving you food to go. You have food to go, and you still don't even have, you don't have room for it in your pack. And you're like, oh my gosh, it was great food. It tastes amazing. The social was nice. I got to catch up with some of my friends, or caught up to some friends that are all hanging out there at the Trail Magic. So you eat just because it's a social thing to do, right? So that's it. So Trail Magic. That's just the top 4. So not hungry, too much food, too many days of food, Trail Magic. And then the 5th one is, it's not that far. Okay. It's only 32 miles to Neels Gap. So you don't need to go. Don't need a week's worth there. Most people are to Neels Gap 32 miles in like 3 days. I'm going to do it in 2. I know I can do it in 2. If I'm not feeling it up and I can, that I need to, I can always cut my dinner over to the next day. I can take half of my food on Tuesday. I'll know that if I'm not going to make it. So one of the things let's just talk about, most people eat this whole thing, even though it says it serves 2.5. Okay. It says it serves 2.5 here, but it's hard to eat this at first on the trail. The first couple of days and nights on the trail, the first week or two, it's a lot of food to do it. So I can always split this in half. I actually like to do a thing that's called the 4th meal to try to take a break. At 3 o'clock, I take half of this and cook half of it. Might actually cook it all, and I'll just pack and carry the rest of it the next 4 or 5 miles I'm going to go. So I'll stop at 3 o'clock, have a dinner, and then take a nap, and then finish it out in the evening, because there's only so much to do in camp when you get there. Some people say they're bored in camp. Well, yeah. So I get to eat again. So yeah, before I show you the actual food that I've got laid out. Just know, so I'm actually flying down to Atlanta, getting a shuttle up in the morning, hope to be at Amicalola Falls by around 11:30ish. And I will have already eaten breakfast and eaten lunch. I'm actually going to grab lunch somewhere. We'll take our shuttle driver out for lunch. And then, so I've already eaten there. So I've already eaten. I don't need food for that first day on the trail, but I'll bring some snacks along for lunch. and a dinner over there. And I'm doing the approach trail, and that's on the 31st of March. And then I'm starting the actual Springer Mountain. I'm starting on April 1st. So yes, I'm one of the ones, the bubble. I wanted to experience the whole bubble, the complete bubble, rather than missing it by like a month or two. I'm going to experience the bubble April 1st. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to do the April. I have enough food for that day, that evening, to hike the 8 miles up this the approach trail. And then on the 1st, I'm planning to do about 16 miles, and then maybe probably to Neels Gap, and then going all the way to Neels Gap on the 2nd of April. So really all I need is a dinner and some snacks for the approach trail. I need a breakfast, lunch, dinner for April 1st for 16 miles. And I really just need breakfast and lunch to get me to Neels Gap. That's all I'm going to need. Now, most people are going to need another breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Again, a pound and a half, not 2.5 pounds. Cut that back down. You're probably going to get some trail magic in there. You're probably going to, not going to eat that much. You're not going to have that need to have that much food. That's my point. So let me take you over here and show you my food. All right. So here's basically 1 and 2 half-day food packets that we have here. So we're using the tortillas for all 3 days. We got anywhere from 3 to 6 tortillas, depending on what sizes that I'm using over there. So I got some tuna going on there for lunch, protein powder, and some Gatorade. I got a granola bar, some crackers, and some chocolate, and a little piece of hard candy. And then to go with dinner, I've got having lasagna. That's a favorite out there. I'm going to start with that. Got some miso soup. Going to have some hot chocolate and some peanut butter cookie, and then some tea to sit around, because you're kind of hanging around a little bit. I'm going to have a lot of time at camp, so it's nice to have some soup. You have something warm in your hand. It's going to be around the 50 degrees, probably 40 degrees at the top of the mountain up there at the Springer Mountain Shelter. And it's nice to have some hot chocolate over there. It's just a social thing. So I got coffee and tea, or hot chocolate and tea there. So that's my first day separated by my belt. And then we'll talk about here getting actually started on the Appalachian Trail. So starting from the Springer Mountain Shelter, I'll have some oatmeal in the morning, some coffee to get me going, sugar and cream. I got a little bit of carnation breakfast I can mix in with there. I love these to go with my coffee. These go really well together. Highly recommend them. But then I got a fig bars and a Luna bars, trying to get 16 miles in this particular day. So I got my Snickers Extreme. It's got another 10 grams of protein, 500 calories just right there. Again, mixing it up. Got my protein shakes. Sometimes they go vanilla, sometimes they go chocolate, sometimes they go strawberry. I like strawberry if it's really cold, and I just keep mixing it in my cup until it's almost frozen. And then for dinner, we're going to have fettuccine Alfredo with some chicken in it. And then we'll have maybe a cup of soup and some hot tea, some famous Amos chocolate chip cookies we got. So that's my first day of food right there. And I'll be interested to see if I can eat it all. I think I can. I'm going to try to do so. And then I have my second day that'll get me into Neels Gap going up Blood Mountain. I got my oatmeal again, my coffee and my sugar, those biscuits. These are amazing, whether it's these ones or the granola cups. Both of those are amazing. My favorite. I can eat them nonstop. I could probably eat a dozen of them. Got a Cliff Bar mixing it up there. Another piece of hard candy. What is that? Halls? That's a Halls. Fig Bar. Another Snickers. I like to do extreme Snickers every day, but I didn't put it in to get started over there. That way I'll feel special down the trail. Caveman. I don't have a tuna packet here. I'm not sure why that is, so I'm going to grab another peanut butter. So I'll have peanut butter on my tortilla. And then I got my strawberry shakes. Now these I like them because they're very convenient, and they are 36 grams of protein there. If you can see that there. So 36 grams over there. Calorie-wise, 280. I love those. They're convenient. They're good for you. I got away from the Gatorade. I went to the Scratch. It's kind of the same thing. And then got a ramen noodle. Now that's my backup dinner. That's just my backup dinner that hopefully I won't need that. But for some reason, I didn't think I was going to make it. I would probably move over my chicken noodle soup or my miso soup from the other day over if I didn't feel like I was going to get all 31.3 miles to Neels Gap to refuel, to resupply. But that's what I'm doing. So there's my food. And that pound of food only comes in at not even 4.2 pounds for all of that food for 3 days. So I just wanted to throw that out to you guys. That's what I'm getting started. Don't take too much food. You're not that strong. You're not that hungry. There's Trail Magic available. And that's how we get started on the right foot and not feeling sluggish at the beginning. You'll be upbeat that you don't not have to carry that extra 5 to 8 pounds of food that you don't need. Well, that's just wrapping up on my food supplies for the first couple days of the Appalachian Trail 2019. Thanks for watching these videos. I appreciate all the clicks and subscribes and the comments and questions. Keep them coming, and I will keep cranking these videos out so that I'm going to have a phenomenal trip, because I'm going to start it off right, because I've learned a lot in the last couple of years. And we get smarter every time, right? Well, you have a Boorah kind of a day, and I will talk to you later.